your rejection leads to my closeness to God, helping me to build my relationship with God, helping me to have enough time for God. Yes, your rejection. At the time you realize that, oh no, this is a man we should move closer to, where I think I'm very, very close to God. At the beginning, if you accept me, I think I will have had problem. Big problem. Your acceptance will have led to fall, to failure, to my problem. Your acceptance at the beginning. Acceptance at the beginning of my ministry, you accept me. Hey, it's a man of God, it's a man of God. Oh, today you will not talk of sin at all. Because then I was not mature to maintain acceptance. Now I am mature now to maintain acceptance. You can accept me. I'm ready. You know, time for everything. This is why I don't fight back, because God allowed you to reject me from beginning of the ministry. The rejection from beginning of the ministry, it was allowed by God. Because God was building me, and I was not mature to have all over the world around me then. Because I need some experience. Oh, yes.
How my life was really impacted by Prophet TB Joshua's ministries is very deep and personal. I'll share that story with you. So for a very long time, as part of my immigrant story, I struggled for so long here in America. As many people would know, I didn't have my parents or my siblings when I initially got here. So I went through a couple years of not having where to stay, of constantly being kicked out of people's homes. A person would take you in for a week, and 2 weeks they want you out. And from Atlanta to Chicago to DC to New York, back to Atlanta, and then to Texas. I tell the story of how, as a lawyer, I was working at Walmart. And even before getting a job at Walmart, I had my work permit with me for months and could not get a job. And I was just struggling. It was very difficult for me. I wanted to go to the Synagogue Church of All Nations to go for prayer. My family, we had, learned about the ministry of TB Joshua, and we believed that God was using him, and so we always listened to his messages. And at that time, when I was going through that difficulty in America, I felt like going there, I was going to get prayed for and things were going to open up for me. But because I did not have my papers, I couldn't travel, and I ended up not traveling. But I sent my degree certificate, I sent my resume, I sent, my document transcripts through a friend of mine who was going to the synagogue church, and I told her, please, if you will, just take my certificates and place them on the altar and just leave them there, while prayer is going on for God to intervene. Certificates, and handed them back to me. It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks after almost a year of me looking for a job and couldn't find. Working at Walmart, working at Kroger, couldn't find a breakthrough for myself. Was working for a woman who was paying me pennies as a lawyer. 2 weeks after that, I found in my email a job that had been sent to me that I hadn't seen for about 2 days. Long story short, called them, said, Excel, come and work. I started the job the next day. From making $12 an hour to $24 an hour to 26 to 32, more and more, 42, to where I am today. I give God praise, but I have to tell you that was how my breakthrough came. I remember in March of 2012, I had gone through a serious breakup, one of those breakups that will wreck a person's heart, and I was devastated. Wiseman Harry was coming from Nigeria for a program in Washington. If anybody was there, and remembers I was there. At that experience, I felt the presence of God everywhere throughout the time that I was there. How can our family has been tremendously blessed by the ministry of Prophet T.B. Joshua. And I bless God that He allowed for us to, meet this ministry, to see firsthand the work of God. It's not about, the high theology and, the complicated things that you would hear people in the Christian faith talk about. It's simplicity, Jesus in your heart and love in your heart. And I just wanted to share this beautiful tribute of a man who allowed himself to be used by God, who changed lives all around the world, and who changed my life. I give God praise, and if anything, his death has instilled in me a desire to go after God in truth and in spirit, and not to play Christianese. In this few last weeks, God has been dealing with me about serving Him in truth and in spirit, like forgetting all the activity. There's too much activity. There's too much activity in the church. But it's really not what He has called us to be. Called us to worship in spirit and in truth. Rest in peace, Prophet T.B. Joshua. And may God comfort your family and comfort your children.